interacting a little bit with the other ones.
We are now on
We're
Andromeda.
now on Andromeda.
So
okay.
you're saying Wormhole Extreme.
And the name of the pseudo Stargate thing, the TV version that was supposedly fake compared to the real Stargate Command was Wormhole Extreme instead of Stargate, the TV show.
I smell a rebranding.
So if you ever want to upgrade to Extreme, now here, you did just what you want. You want to get that target out of the way, and he was trying to get the ball locked there where the green light is blinking. Again, Andromeda, it's all about multi-ball. Make sure you do your lane change to get your multiplier there. Okay, so he's going to try and lock the ball. He just missed a little high. This Andromeda actually plays pretty nice. Missed high again. That's not that uncommon, frankly. He's going to try and, just kind of making a drop target shot there as a placeholder. There you go. And by the way, that lock shot he just made, on most Andromedas, including this one, I know from experience, you can shoot that lock and have the ball go straight through the lock to the top 3 lanes.
Okay.
Now he needs to get that stand-up target where the green light is blinking just above the left bumper. And it's it's an interesting angle for that shot because it's really late on the flipper. Oh, yeah. It's really late on the flipper, and that little corner of the machine that juts out above the bumper shields it a bit from a shot that's a little low. So if you miss low, you're not going to have it, kind of slide up into it.
That pop bumper there can cause a lot of problems, right?
Yeah. Now, the other thing is you can steal on Andromeda.
Oh, I love that.
So now the next player, you see that light is still blinking. Basically, if they can hit that target, they get the multi-ball that the other player did all the work for. I would have let that dead bounce to the right flipper to try and get that multi-ball started. And then during lane change, they don't know about lane change. They need the lane change to finish the 3 lights there. This game does have lane change. Use that right flipper to change it. But again, right now, top priority is to...
Oh, there he goes. What was the first lane change game, if you can remember?
I'm not sure what the very first was. I'd have to check my notes. I know, Firepower was one of the earlier ones, but I don't know for sure what the first one was.
We were talking about it earlier.
I'm sure somebody who's more into, I know a lot of pinball stuff, but I'm not into the trivia angle of it.
Dalton thinks it's Firepower.
Yeah, I'm not into the trivia angle, so I don't remember a lot of the first things, even if I played them at the time and it was the first. I haven't got them all memorized. Gorgar the first would sound like that, obviously. Oh, that was a really lucky break because he got a slingshot rebound into the multi-ball start. So now he wants to rip that spinner, which is just to the right of where the lock shot was.
The chat is convinced it's Firepower, so.
Okay, well, I was right with Firepower. That's what I thought, but like I say, I'm not a pinball trivialist, even though I know a lot of this stuff.
Even though you wrote a manual.
Yeah, I never bothered to check, what was the first to do X. Because, the fact that it was the first didn't mean a whole lot to me. It's just, knowing what it is when I need to know it. Again, they're going to try and restart multi-ball here, so he's going to try and lock the ball. Where that green arrow is flashing on the left there. I would be holding, on this game, I would be holding the left flipper up a little more often when the ball is in that bumper, just so that you don't get it slammed down the middle past you. Just kind of hold that flipper, the left flipper up for defense. On occasion, you get a bad bounce off it, but you're going to save yourself more times than you're going to lose it by doing that.
Super great ball from Austin.
Yeah. But again, that's because he started multi-ball.
Yeah.
By chance, as it turned out, but okay, that's part of pinball.
It is.
If you get a break because your opponent sets you up or because the machine does something nice for you, you've got to capitalize on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get a lucky break, you pounce.
Thank you, Squid Pops, for the follow. Oh.
Tough out lane there. It's a narrow enough little area there between the return lane and the out lane, you don't have a whole lot of opportunity for nudging to get the ball to do what you want. Sometimes you can nudge it out, but usually it goes, it goes in quick enough and decides where it's going to go so fast that you can't do much about it.
Good lane change
but again,
there.
But again, since you only have the one out lane,
look at that bumper.
Slam there.
Just brutal.
Yeah, brutal.
That is pinball, Dalton.
And again, you've got to get your multi-ball here. You can get decent points without it, but you're not going to win the game points without it.
Okay. There it is.
So there's the target. Now go up there. And again, when most people, this is something kind of for all you players to keep in mind. When you miss, make note of which way you miss. Did you miss high? Did you miss low? And when you watch other people play a game, when they miss, do they miss high or do they miss low? Like I say, on Andromeda, the pattern on that on the lock shot is that people miss high. So just keep that in mind. It's both the lock shot and the multi-ball restart tend to be a little later than you think.
Yeah, he almost had it.
Almost, yep.
Just missed it. All right, here comes Austin.
So Austin's in a position where he can kind of coast here. I wouldn't. I'd still play it out. He still doesn't know about the lane change. But having started multi-ball, he's in good shape. If this was a more heavy hitter group, I would be less optimistic about his chances. But this group doesn't have a whole lot of heavy hitters in it, so that gives him a better chance of going through. And again, now if he can start his multi-ball here. One thing I found out the hard way, though, is, on this one, the dead bounce doesn't always go all the way across.
Okay.
My qualifying game, I just played it once, and on ball 3, I had let it dead bounce left to right a couple of times to, set up the target shot and the lock shot.
Oh, he's so close.
But and again, he gets it off the sling. Starts the multi-ball off the sling. Yeah, but the third time, the dead bounce was a dead bounce. It did not make it across to the other flipper. So again, you got to watch out for how fast it's coming down. And now you notice his spinner value has gone up. You see the lights below the spinner are both lit. So that means his spinner value is maxed out here. So even without multi-ball, that spinner is really valuable right now.
But he needs the first, to move through.
Well, at this point, where's he going? At this point, Austin is through.
Oh, okay.
Because Keith was guaranteed to go through. All Austin had to do was beat Steve.
Beat Steve, that's right.
And not have, Chris be first. And actually, even if Chris was first, as long as he beat Steve and wasn't third, to Steve being fourth, he was going to go through.
Okay.
So since he's first and he's,
and we're only on ball 2. We got plenty of time to go.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't see it was ball 2. But like I say, he's in really good shape here. Like I say, like Chris's only chance, like I say, is if he's first and Keith is second.
Right.
And right now, Keith is distant third.
He's in good shape, but no guarantee. Ooh, unlucky there, Chris.
Yeah. So it's Austin's looking really good here. Steve's got a hill to climb. It's doable. But like I say, you start multi-ball, and all bets are off.
This is a beautiful version of this game, right?
Yeah, this one plays nice. Yeah. I'm sure Colin remembers Andromeda fondly from Pinburg.
He knows about the lane change.
Yeah. And again, this is just, you know, when the ball is up on the bumpers, it's just kind of killing time, you know, giving you a few random points. And,
okay.
Oh. But that's.
There it is.
Yeah, and again, it hit the sling just in the wrong spot where the sling kick wasn't full power,
right.
and it hit it just hard enough to deflect it so that it went down the middle. So now the question for Steve is, can he start and play a long enough multi-ball to catch Austin? I believe Steve won the state for Utah one time.
Oh.
He's right on the Nevada border, if I remember. So Austin will successfully go through to the next round, along with Keith. That does it there.
Yeah, that does it.
Because even if Chris wins, Austin's going to get second, and that's going to be more points than Chris can get, you know, 5 versus Chris 4 with a win.
Yeah.
So Austin is through to the next round. Good for Austin.
Where do you live?
I first met Austin, probably 10 years ago when his dad, Ken Kemp, was one of the ones that was running the Texas Pinball Tournament. He and, Ken and Marcus were the ones running it back in the day. So, yeah, I first met Austin when he was, about the same height that Josh Sharp was when I first met him.
I'm going to try to get you the standings here.
Do we have any tiebreakers in any of the other groups? Do you know that? We don't have the. Yeah, see if you can pull up the screen for where all 4 matches in the round stand.
Let me see
if we have any tiebreakers coming down.
Okay.
Now, Chris might as well play his heart out because, you know, hey, there's, you know, whoppers available for finishing higher. And if he, you know, does win this game, he's going to get a higher finish than if he loses this game. So go for it. It's always worth playing it out. Assuming you care about whoppers, which most people do these days.
Most people do these days. I am ranked terribly, and I care about whoppers because I'm trying to get my rank better, you know. Let me get.
See, there's the spinner, but since neither of those lights by the spinner's lit, it's on minimum value. And, you know, good he's using the left flipper as defense. And again, you see somebody missing the lock shot to the right side. They missed high. Like I say, that's very typical on Andromeda. You miss high. So he finished the 6 drop targets there, and that's why you see the light below the spinner is now lit. So he's increased the spinner value. When you finish those 6 drop targets, they're all supposed to be red. One of them's a replacement and is white right now. But you finish those drop targets, that raises your spinner value. There you go with the lock. Okay. Even if he doesn't win, you know, if he at least gets second, he improves his standing. Yeah, Austin's going through. That's guaranteed. We're just watching Chris to see if he, you know, ends up with more points. So if there's a tiebreaker or something involved, we can go to the tiebreaker.